The hour has finally arrived, or at least it will in 6 days' time, because this coming Friday, on the 6th of September, at the Brunton in Musselburgh, it's Resolution 13, the event you've all been waiting for. And ladies and gentlemen, as we get ever so close to that event, I've got some huge news for you concerning another match at Resolution 13. Now, you know the contingency plan. They wreaked havoc throughout W3L for quite a while, and they splintered and disintegrated. Divers and Bryden have battled a bunch of times. Things appear to be settled at 7 in Deadly Sins, but the contingency plan numbered 3 people. And sitting on the sidelines watching, waiting, and indeed recuperating, has been James Scott. And he has finally felt that it is his time to return to W3L and take exception to what happened with Taylor Bryden. And so at Resolution 13 this coming Friday, James Scott returned to W3L to face Taylor Bryden. What a packed card! I'll run down all the matches later on. Incidentally, thank you so much to our sponsors for that event, Crafty Connoisseur. They sponsor every W3L event this year. We are so grateful to them. And of course, if you or somebody you know want to sponsor an event or two, get in touch. We'll tell you how to do it. Now, the main event at Resolution 13 is the long-awaited triple threat contest. The merchandise Mike Musso, the original Craig Stevens, and yes, the heavyweight champion, tenacious Johnny Lyons, will meet in the centre of the ring with the heavyweight championship up for grabs. Who will walk away as the winner? Only time will tell. If you're at Resolution 13 this Friday, you'll find out. But Johnny Lyons, of course, has said that this is going to be his last ever match. No matter what happens, he walks out of Resolution a retired man. And so with that in mind, with his preparation at its peak, with him getting himself ready for one of the biggest tests, not just of his championship reign, but of his entire career, Johnny Lyons is going to be here this week on Showdown in his last ever Wrestling Showdown match. That's right, he retires this Friday. No matter what happens at Resolution, this is going to be his last ever match. And he has decided to go out by facing Darrell Costello. Now, Darrell Costello is not a regular here in W3L, but he has got a wealth of potential, and Lyons wants to test himself in the run up to Resolution, and who better than a man he's not that familiar with. So can Darrell Costello pull off the upset of his career and defeat Johnny Lyons in what will be his penultimate match in W3L? Is Lyons going to get the victory and march into Resolution looking to get his hand raised in his last ever match? Who can tell? But let's go down to ringside and we'll all find out.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe Fordyce. You're doing Wrestling Showdown, and it is the last Wrestling Showdown before Resolution 13 this Friday at the Brunton in Musselburgh. And as the referee checks over certainly one of the participants, the second one seeing somewhat reluctant, we have got one of the participants in the main event of Resolution 13 here this week for you on Showdown. You all know tenacious Johnny Lyons. He is the W3L Heavyweight Champion. And the bell sounds to start this contest with Darrell Costello, a man we saw back in February here in Wrestling Showdown facing Taylor Bryden. He's only appeared in Showdown the once. He's appeared in W3L a couple of times on some of our non-televised events. He's done pretty well for himself. He's certainly making a big wave through the west of Scotland and the north east of England as well. And when you consider that he often seeks advice from like Emily Hayden and Christopher Saint, who we saw at ringside during the Bobby Roberts Kevin Williams match recently, you can understand why Darrell Costello has been tipped as a big name in the future. He certainly has all the potential and all the tools available, but certainly going up against the W3L Heavyweight Champion this week in Showdown is going to be a massive test for him. He's also showing off his athleticism. Now, it's got to be said, it's a big test here for Johnny Lyons because, again, this coming Friday, 6 days time, he'll be defending the Heavyweight Championship against not one but 2 challengers. He goes for a cover right away. As you know, I'm sure you've been following W3L in the past few weeks, he's got to face not only the merchandise Mike Musso, but the original Craig Stevens as well. And of course, the heavyweight title will be in line. The match isn't on this one, it's a non-title contest. But Lyons didn't want to take it easy. He wanted to be at his very best and he hand-selected Costello to face him. And the reason for that is that Darrell Costello is a lot lighter than Johnny Lyons. He's obviously a lot younger. He's a lot faster as well, and brings a different dynamic to the match than Johnny Lyons would bring to it. So Lyons thinks if he can overcome Costello in this contest, he's going to keep him as sharp as possible. He's trying to prepare to have to face Stevens and Musso. Craig Stevens is quick and he is very strong. Musso is no slouch in the speed department. He's strong as well, but he has a ton of experience. And oh, hang on, backslide. Lyons could wrap this one up. And Costello, showing no fear whatsoever, recovered the backslide, charged across and buried the knee. And you saw Lyons saying so close. I think he was going to give him like a moment or two to catch his breath, show a bit of respect, but Costello wants none of it. And this is going to be potentially a career-making victory for Costello if he can beat Johnny Lyons on the eve of Resolution 13, pinning the heavyweight champion of W3L. If Costello manages that, he's going to huge things, even quicker than he probably will be anyway. And showing off his poise and agility there. Great body control, good core strength. He certainly out-experiences Darrell Costello, but a bit stronger as well. Not quite as quick, but it's certainly going to be a competitive match as it has been already. Oh, Lyons launched himself through the air and Costello went down. Lyons loves this. He loves having a good test from his opponents. Loves getting a bit of action going, a bit of athleticism. This is going to be, like a adrenaline shot for him. That's why he picked Costello, somebody who's quick, somebody who Lyons going to have to work hard to defeat. And of course that's only going to put him, certainly in his mind, at his best in the run-up to Resolution 13. Now a few weeks ago we saw the contract signing between Musso, Lyons and Craig Stevens. It ended with Stevens being bounced around between two challengers, and that's obviously going to annoy him. As a whoa, lovely drop kick by Darrell Costello. Lyons was just taking a moment to plan what he was going to do next, waiting to see where Costello went. Costello jumped in there and dropped him in the face and knocked him off the apron. Of course there's not a lot of room at ringside as Costello, I think maybe about to dive upon Johnny Lyons, but chooses not to. Takes his stalk his prey instead. There's the major hassle here because there's not a lot of room. It's probably quite easy to get an injury. And if Johnny Lyons gets Resolution 13 injured, that's going to make his attempt to retain the heavyweight championship pretty difficult. Facing Craig Stevens on his own will be hard enough. Facing Stevens and Musso, Lyons going to have an uphill struggle, irrespective of carrying an injury on him. Even at his freshest, at his best, Lyons will have a hard job this coming Friday in Musselburgh. Costello's on a seat and just gets booted. And these are the tactics Lyons, I think, will employ at Resolution. Of course, the triple threat match means that you're going to have relaxed rules towards disqualifications and countouts. So, of course, it'll all be perfectly legal. And you're going to have to watch your back, because if you concentrate on one opponent, the other one might be coming right after you. So you need to have eyes in the back of your head. As Lyons go, oh, Costello rolled across the apron, now kicks Lyons in the chest. Again, Darrell Costello has a lot to prove here, and he's really got nothing to lose. That's the problem for Lyons. He's got nothing to lose, because if Costello walks out of this with a loss, then he's fallen to the W3L heavyweight champion. There's no real shame in it. If he walks out with a victory, then he's beaten the W3L heavyweight champion, and you think he's going to be surely in line for a title opportunity at the first instance. Costello just putting the boots to Johnny Lyons, getting the better of him, and dragging him back into the ring. This is part of the reason Lyons chose Costello. He knows the W3L roster, he's faced him a lot, so picking somebody he's never wrestled before is a really good test for Lyons. It keeps him sharp both physically and mentally, and he needs to be. Now, this Friday is Johnny Lyons. Oh, hold on, time for a cover. He'll end it. This Friday can be Johnny Lyons' last match. He said that. Win, lose or draw, whatever happens, whether he's the champion at the end of Resolution 13 or not, he puts the belt in the middle of the ring and he walks away retiring. His career will be over. So Costello could hand him his penultimate loss. Everything is entirely possible. because of Lyons is focusing on his match this Friday. Things may not go well for him as he gets nailed with that back elbow. And we've seen Johnny Lyons. Oh, another cover by Darrell Costello. I mean, he doesn't care that Lyons is retiring. He wants to beat him, wants to say, I was one of the men who defeated Lyons his way out of wrestling. And that's the thing people maybe are forgetting. Johnny Lyons will retire this Friday at Resolution, win, lose or draw. Obviously he wants to walk out as the champion. Musso thinks that's disrespectful and a slap in the face of the fans. Craig Stevens does not care. He's got his eyes on the heavyweight championship, and Stevens has manhandled Lyons. We saw that. Oh, inside cradle, Johnny Lyons out of nowhere. Remember the Saqib Ali match that he had against Johnny Lyons. Craig Stevens attacked him after the contest. We've seen Stevens battling Mike Musso. There's so much history between all these three men that the main event of Resolution 13 this year is going to be something spectacular, and you really want to be there in Musselburgh. If you've got your ticket, fantastic. If not, act now, because you may be left out in the cold. You have sold out the Brunton before. Maybe on course to do it again. Darrell Costello going off the top. Went for a big splash, he took a little too long. Johnny Lyons moves out the way. Lyons has a lot of pride, no pun intended. He doesn't want to go out with a loss, he wants to get a victory over Darrell Costello, to prove he was the better man, to prove he can earn his victory, to prove he can take on anybody, younger, faster, stronger, older, more experienced, whatever, and Lyons can get the victory and get past him. He may be eyeing up retirement, he'd be about to leave his boots in the ring and walk away, but he's not done yet and wants to go out on a high with a victory over Costello this week in Showdown, and a victory on Friday over Musso and Stevens to retain the heavyweight championship. Lyons firing off these forearms. Costello sent flying. That's a big arm from Johnny Lyons, closing them down, make that 2. Lyons calling for the tenacious gun and lands it better than he has sometimes. Darrell Costello may be about to be finished, but he kicks out. That's a good thing for Darrell Costello. It shows the heart he's got and the desire he's got. Match has been going his way, but Lyons has turned it in his favour. He's setting up, still trying to clear his head as the freight train that is Johnny Lyons runs in with the uppercut. And comes back again with the avalanche. Oh, he's going to bite him, I think. That's exactly what he does. And straight in for a cover. Johnny Lyons not wasting time. Now I bet Costello has studied Lyons as best he can. I honestly don't know how much notice Costello was given that he'd be facing Lyons here this week in Showdown, but he'll have done what he can. Lyons will have studied Costello, of course. And no offence to Darrell Costello, but all eyes are on Resolution. And think of the card. The very good Mr. Ewan G. Mackey and his partner, whoever that might be, challenging TJ Raging Tiger for the tag. There's line cutter coming up. Series of kicks from Darrell Costello. Couple of boots here. Some strikes from some martial arts, it looks like. Lovely suplex. And straight in for the cover. Again, he doesn't want to hang around. In the Wrestling Showdown Championship up for grabs, Luke Aldridge defends against Kevin Williams. Jayla Dart defends the Women's Championship against Emily Hayden in that street fight match. And of course it's Johnny Lyons, it's Mike Musso and it's Craig Stevens for the Heavyweight Championship of W3L. Triple threat match, main event at Resolution 13 this Friday. Much more happening other than those title matches as well. Get yourself along to the Brunton, get yourself along to Resolution 13. Johnny Lyons, oh, cradle DDT I think, and drops down Darrell Costello, and again immediately rolls in for the cover and bridges over onto him, trying to put more weight on Costello's shoulders, but it didn't do it. Costello still able to kick out, and Lyons might be getting slightly frustrated. I'm sure he didn't expect Costello would be a pushover. That's why he chose him to wrestle against him in this non-title match. But he obviously doesn't want to go into wrestling with a loss. He wants to go with a victory. And so far he's been unable to. It's Costello! Oh, lovely move. What height he got. With that, almost like an Enzigiri before it's taken to the stomach. That single-footed kick. Just stunned Lyons enough. And now Costello About to generate offense from the top here. Lovely Hurricane Rana. Costello slow to crawl across and the best he can. Rolls over Lyons, covers him. I think we're about to get the victory. But Johnny Lyons able to kick out after that Hurricane Rana off the turnbuckles. Good move by Costello. That's thinking on your feet and using them. Saw where Lyons was, launched him across the ring, and Lyons, the match has turned back in Costello's favour. Now he's going to claim the total. He missed the splash earlier. Maybe Lyons is sufficiently worn down for him to hit it this time. Maybe that's something else. Climbing up Lyons, I think he knows what it is. Oh, he's got him. Spotted where he was. Cut him off with that punch. He starts click. Oh wow, he's going right. Oh my god. They're going for a top rope superplex. And both men land hard on that one. I can only imagine the shockwaves jarring their way through the bodies of both men. Darrell Costello especially. Think of the height he was at the peak of that suplex. And the highest point in that arc. He was probably what, like 10 feet, 15 feet off the ground? Crashed down hard on the unforgiving W3L ring. His body must be racked in pain. I'm surprised he can think straight. Even Johnny Lyons clutching his back. He may have hurt himself. Referee's counting. Both men are back to their feet. They don't know where each other is. Oh, now they know. Line cutter! Johnny Lyons out the corner of his eye. Spotted Darrell Costello, hits the line cutter and gets the pinfall victory in his last match before Resolution 13.
Ladies and gentlemen, won the contest. Tenacious Johnny Lyons.
Johnny Lyons overcomes a very game Darrell Costello. Hopefully see him back soon. But it's all about this Friday. It's all about the Brunton and Musselburgh. It's all about Resolution 13. It's all about Mike Musso and Craig Stevens in a triple threat match with Johnny Lyons for the W3L Heavyweight Championship. We'll see you on Friday.
Johnny Lyons gains the victory. He may be about to retire, but he wants to go out on high. And again, this Friday, September the 6th at the Brunton and Musselburgh, Johnny Lyons will be in the main event of Resolution 13. He defends the Heavyweight Championship against both Mike Musso and Craig Stevens, and no matter who walks away as the champion, be it Stevens, Musso or Lyons, Johnny Lyons is retiring. That's him done. It's his last W3L match this Friday. Make sure you are there to see it. It will be a fantastic triple threat main event. I've already told you about Bryden versus Scott. That's a new one for you, but you want another cool match happening? I can tell you about the W3L Breakout Championship. What exactly is it? You're going to find it on the night, but I can tell you that it's going to involve 4 of W3L's brightest young prospects, none of whom have held a championship of any kind. They're going to do battle at Resolution 13. If you want to know more about it, make sure you are there. Trust me though, it is going to be fantastic. And so Resolution is this Friday, and we have pretty much secured the card. Let me once again thank Crafty Connoisseur for doing us the honour of sponsoring this event. Indeed, everything we're doing this year, thank you so much to them. And let me run down Resolution for you. As you know, the main event, the triple threat match for the heavyweight title. Tenacious Johnny Lyons defends against Mike Musso and Ninja Craig Stevens, what will be Lyons' last ever match. The XL Luke Aldrich will defend the Wrestling Showdown Championship against Kevin Williams. The Women's Championship will be defended as Jayla Dark takes on the challenge of former champion Emily Hayden in a street fight match where anything can occur. The very good Mr. Ewan G. Mackey will handpick a partner, although as yet we don't know who it's going to be, to challenge once again for the Tag Team Championship against the current champions TJ Rage and Krieger. Who will Mackey pick? Your guess is as good as mine. The Breakout Championship will be up for grabs. Who will the participants be? Who will win the contest? Come on to Resolution 13 and find out. And you've just heard earlier on, Taylor Bryden battles his former contingency plan teammate James Scott. There's a lot of history between these two men. What will happen when they meet at Resolution 13? Well, it's all going to go down this coming Friday at the Brunton in Musselburgh. So quickly say that next Friday, that being the 13th, we're in Oban. I'll have more news for you on that next week. And of course, on all of our social media platforms. So come and see us if you're up or near Oban. To get whatever tickets may remain for Resolution 13 pickups for Oban as well, head to our website w3lwrestling.com. Sign up to the mailing list while you are there. Give us a like on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, join us on Instagram. Of course, subscribe to this channel to never miss an episode of Wrestling Showdown, and use the hashtag W3L Wrestling Showdown. Tell us what you think is going to happen at Resolution 13. Tell us what you want to see at Resolution 13, and then come back here next week, because I'll have lots of fallout for you, ladies and gentlemen, concerning Resolution. I'll have news about our show up in Oban and a load more besides. I'll see you next week here on Wrestling Showdown.